you for letting me share my story with you. A few weeks ago, I did get to meet a few other TEDers. Emo TEDers were called, emotional speakers. And I just wanted them to stand up because I wanted to thank you for sharing your story with me. And that was Jess, Raji, Lou, Sean. So if you're here, please stand. Thank you. And I encourage you to actually go up and talk to them and let them share their story with you. So my story is, I got the opportunity to actually grow up overseas and to experience things that most people don't get to, and I will never take that for granted. But there was a particular meeting that completely changed my life, and it was meeting Hua. I was living in Vietnam, and I was working in a HIV clinic for orphans and mothers who had HIV. I was a HIV/AIDS researcher looking at the prevention of mother-to-child transmission of HIV. And I met Hua. When I first met Hua, she was by herself. And when I left Hua, she just wanted to be held. Hua had never been hugged before. She was a HIV/AIDS orphan. She was found begging on the street. But she wasn't begging for herself. She was actually begging for her 18-month-old brother and her 6-year-old sister. She had been beaten up, spit on, and she had just turned 4. Hua was amazing. So was May, and so was Tan. May was the eldest. She was 6 years old, and she had late-stage AIDS-related dementia, a disease that's really poorly understood in the developing and even in the developed world. She couldn't communicate. When she was at the clinic, they actually tied her up to the bed because she had fits. She was losing motor control. She couldn't even communicate properly. But at least she was safe. She wasn't on the street anymore. Then there was Tan, 18-month-old Tan, a beautiful boy with the most amazing smile you've ever seen. And the doctors actually told me that he had the early stages of dementia. I didn't realize at the time, but 10% of people will develop AIDS-related dementia if they go untreated. Tan died just before his 2nd birthday. It was a miracle that all of them actually made it there. 60% of kids will actually die before the age of 5 if they are untreated for HIV. So at least 2 of them made it. But when a child dies of AIDS, it makes you really passionate. It makes you wonder, why is this happening? Some of the saddest stories working in this area has been working with women who have told me stories of delivering babies and having to cut their own umbilical cords because doctors didn't want to talk to them. But for me, it's really looking in the children's eyes, whose eyes are vacant, who are tired of fighting the disease, who would survive if they were in a better resource country. The opportunity is there for them. But in this clinic, I did see innovation. I saw children teaching other children how to read and write, a 6-year-old teaching a 4-year-old how to read. I saw doctors splitting adult medication because they didn't have access to pediatric medication. Out of the 1 million people who actually, 1 million people who have access to HIV drugs, 4% of them are children. I'm not going to stand here and tell you HIV is a forgotten disease. It gets a lot of funding. But what you need to remember is that programs need to evolve. It needs to keep in mind what the needs are. Children have so much to teach us, and we can learn so much from them. In Hua, I saw the best and the worst in humanity, and the most resilient person I've ever met. And I still work in HIV/AIDS today. Thank you.